So it's been a hot minute since we've done a Minecraft stream, so let's try and remember what we did last. We decided to build a little outposty thing here, kind of at the edge of... I'm trying not to spoil. At the edge of one of the roads that we've done, which is nice. We have a little tower here, a little flame beacon, and we have this kind of raised, not mountain, what's the word? Raised hill structure that we built a little fire beacon on. Watchtower, I believe the term was. And then was it during stream or after the stream that I made these little bridges? I think it was during the stream. It might have been during the stream. It's been like a month since I was working on this project because, the Mine Goblins, they got to me. I've been a little bit busy, and you may have seen little hints of what I've been doing, but the walls have begun being constructed. These are fucking atrocious. I hate myself. So what I've been doing since the last time I streamed Minecraft was this. I structured out all the walls. Yes, I do mean all the walls. The entire map that I plan to build in has been encompassed in structural setup all the way around, well, except for the ocean, because I wasn't planning on doing anything in the ocean, but all around. This side, that side, there's still some work to be done, obviously. There's big holes in the wall, but... Did I mention I'm a crazy person? I'm a crazy person. Yeah. But that's not what we're doing today. Nor is it going to be our little lookout, eastern, western, directional, little outpost here. No. No, I've got a much more interesting idea planned for today. See, because I have fully structured out the walls that encompass this little world, I figured it would be a good time to finish, or at least really set up. I mean, some sections of the walls have been filled in. Really section out the road network, now that I at least have a good layout of the borders of the world. And then we are going to do the main crux, the main gimmick, the main plot point of this adventure map. Because it's been rocking around in my head here and there. Still looks so flat. It's been rocking around in my head. What is the exact thing in this adventure map that's going to get people to continue playing it? Because it's all well and good to have like a air quotes ecosystem, currency system, like adventure map that's kind of free roaming. But there has to be a goal. There does have to be a goal. And the goal for me has always been a little back and forth. And I think I have landed on what I want it to be. And that is a wool temple map. This is going to be a fill-in-the-shrine type map where you go into the dungeons, you find wool, and you have to place it on a shrine. See, this is definitely... My inspirations obviously have been old school maps and new school like thinking and Minecrafty stuff. Because I'll be really honest, I don't think adventure maps in Minecraft are as popular as they were way back. I want to say back in my day, but back in my day wasn't, I don't think, that long ago. So adventure maps, at least to this scale, haven't really been popular. So obviously the whole town system, inventory, open world, air quote, open world map is the new school thinking. But the old school thinking is still going on nostalgia of what if we did like a wool map. So that's what we're gonna do. We are going to go around the map here, fill in a couple highways that need to be at least, sketched out a little bit more, because I've already got one road going, and that's actually been pretty good. But we're going to go around the map, and we're going to find the place the Temple of the Wool is going to reside. I've already got a couple ideas. Number one, over there, on top of that hill. It's close to the beginning town. I don't know what I'm going to be putting over here in replacement of it. I really don't. So it might be here. I mean, it's a good spot too. Put it on top of the hill, get it nice and big. Plenty of structure underneath that I can hollow out to at least put in a lot of command blocks. Could be a good spot, but we're going to... yeah, we're going to see. There's plenty of other places in the world that are definitely going to have much more open space and possibilities. The idea of having it close to the main starting town isn't a bad choice, though. That way, you're not too far. The other option is having it smack dab in the center of the map. That way you're equidistant no matter where you are. But I don't know where the center of the map is. So that's its own challenge. Could be on the opposite side over here, but there's a lot of gaps I'd have to fill in and fill out to make this place proper. Well, not really. Fill in the giant hole here. It doesn't have to be filled in, it can be hollow. Flatten the top just a smidge. Could work. Take a rest. Yeah, so let's do a once over around and admire how much wall I've built already. Oh God, please praise me. I need shelf assurance. But also, yeah, figure out some road spots here, because obviously we've entered the road here, and it goes forward, and I didn't really know where exactly the wall structure would set up. So the road's a little weird in places. So far, this is okay. And going around, we might be able to center it a little bit more. Around here, and then yeah, it takes a little cut down in here, because this is where the the wall now sits and resides. So yeah, there's a road kind of in the center here of this birch area. Not through there. Just kind of forward. Forward in this direction. Then making a bridge across the river here. Right there, love it. And then a second bridge. Do I want a second bridge? Or do I want to fill this little spot in? No, because I like that structure right there, and I'd have to fill that in if I did. And this is town. There's a big open area here. This could be where the temple goes. Big landmark thing. But then again, over here is where like the infested village is going to be. So I don't want it too close to other landmarks. We don't want this to seem crowded. Even though we want it to look full. Because on top of that mountain right there is going to be another watchtower. So I'll have to think about it. This is a pretty big, wide open area. Looks actually beautiful. And yeah, while I do have the marker for roads going up here, it could absolutely go around. Fill in a couple of these potholes. Actually, up here wouldn't be too bad. It's relatively flat. The flowers look nice. Tempting spot. I would like to see, again, where the middle of the map may be. Because I don't remember, and I don't think it was this snowy peak. I think it was the other snowy peak that we were going to build one of the dungeons in, even though this one's really nice. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit more untamed wilderness. There's another watchtower right there in between. That's the one that's a bit more abandoned, though. We'll have a road, possibly a road right between here, and then there's definitely a road over in that direction. I didn't know if I wanted a road around here. I don't think I will. I might have trail markers, because I'm thinking in this area right here, we're going to pull the snow down, make it go all the way to the edge of the wall here. Also, I'm not sure how the height of this wall is going to work. I think I'm definitely going to have a, not a slope, but a step down in certain places where the wall is really, really high. Because this is the highest it is currently. Because I don't necessarily want people to, be able to jump over it via a little bit of parkour. So certain places, this is the highest the wall gets. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't remember if this is where it comes in, where we enter, or was it this one? Was it there and it goes down and make a U? I don't remember. Like I said, it's been a while. All I've been doing is wall. So most of my brain has been focusing on wall. I'll be honest, it's not pleasant. It has not been pleasant. Yeah, and I never put any roads out here because A, it's way out in the middle of nowhere, and B, I didn't know where the wall was going. So now I at least have a little bit more guidelines. And yeah, we had a little village out here that I was going to convert into something, and extend it out, and kind of use the empty space. We'll cover up some holes, maybe make this place, I don't know, possibly a bridge over the crevasse. We love the word, we love a good crevasse. If I go over here, not here. Well, this is actually, you know what? This is very pretty. This right here, I don't know if this is map-centric, but you know what? No, now that I remember over here, because that's where another dungeon's going, I don't think I'm going to place it too close to a dungeon. I have to be very careful not to really overlap some things. I have said on that side of the map, it's very barren. Because most of the stuff is on the, I want to say the east side. I still don't remember. I still don't know what side is which. I think this is also a watchtower. So I think it definitely should be on this side. Because, yeah, there's not much as distinguishing landmarks go for that. And then this is going to be the second town city area, because it's on the other side here. And there's stuff. There's things I can fill in, and big open plains. So maybe it's somewhere between the two cities. Towns. I keep using air quotes even though you can't see it. And here's not terrible. I definitely need to flatten out. I need to like fill in and flatten out some stuff. The forest area is a bit thick, yeah. Yeah, this could work. Ooh, let's get a little lower. Yeah, it definitely needs to, like, fill in some gaps here. There's holes in the ground, but that can all be leveled out and filled in. This is where the road goes. Takes the side path here. That needs to be filled in. A couple things need to be filled in. It's between the two... It's going to be between the two towns. Prime real estate. It's prime real estate. Pretty good. Pretty good spot. Although, if we go a little bit more in this direction, yeah, we're back into thick forest. We don't want it too close to the dark woods there. We don't really want it close to any kind of dungeon. We don't really want to mess up the topography of some of this landscape, because that's, I mean, it's a really good looking landscape. That's why I keep putting map stuff, kept expanding the map, even though I was biting off way more than I could chew. And yeah, if we, I mean, there's a there's a good, like, dip here that we could... Oops. Oops. Okay, no. There we go. Sleep. There's a good crevasse. Again, I say crevasse. Being all fancy with it. Crevasse. I can kind of lower the structure in here, kind of make it halfway. Make it look like a temple entrance here. Build it into the wall. Or into the hills. That way it's kind of like a valley funneling you into it. But... it's real close to that. That's the only thing. And if I pull it back a little bit further... oh yeah, and then there's this here. Lore reasons could be that the area around the temple is corrupted because it hasn't been, I don't know, something. But this right here is going to be expanded upon heavily. Like I'm gonna want to like cut down a lot of the woods here, especially this part of the dark forest, and then just replace it with more of these trees, even though biome-wise, it's not gonna change things. Yeah, we have to, where I'm gonna be bringing down the woods up to like down here and stuff, and then back that way, and then somewhere in here is going to be an opening. Well, I mean there's already an opening right there, but there's going to be a way to go down, and then that's where one of the dungeons is. And if I'm going to be expanding on it, then we don't want to build a building close. Yeah, it would get just a little too busy over here. I think I'm gonna go more over on this side, because as like I said, I'm going through over here. There's just so many things going to be built over there, and this area on this side is going to be so thin. I mean, it doesn't even have good like hills and topography to really work off of when it comes to like finding little caves to make little mini dungeons. So I think, yeah, this is where we're gonna build the temple. That's what we're gonna do. Beautiful. So, first thing we're going to need to do is fill in holes and landscape, which shouldn't be too bad. I do want to check before we go and do... Okay, no, I was going to say, should I move the road first? And I'm going to say no, because there is some landscaping that needs to be done around the area as well. I mean, this entire little fissure here needs to be filled in, though I want to take a good close look to see if it's usable for something. Oh, hello. Oh, no, you kind of don't. Well, there's some potential. Hello. Hi. You're gonna have to be destroyed, sorry. there's a little bit of a mine shaft. I'm gonna go slash game mode spectator here. Oh, there's a little dungeon. That's why I'm hearing zombies. Yeah, this isn't too large. Oh, there's even a spider dungeon right over there, too. Yeah, there's some usability here, but I think for the fact that we're going to do a temple up here, I don't think there's going to be a dungeon. Yeah, there's nothing really down under here. I mean, there's that. Which since when has there been underground nether portal things? Never seen that before. Well, that's kind of cool. Note to self, not that specifically, but that could be a pretty fun thing to put in some of the other places. Noted to self. But yeah, there's not much under here, other than the trial area, which I could connect, but I don't think I will. Well, we gotta build it first, and then things will fall into place. That's tend to be my motto. Alright. So let's start. I realize that on stream here, we haven't actually done a good landscaping job. We did a little bit for the watchtower over there, but the general, like the big scale landscaping stuff that I did was pre-stream for the castle and the town. So some of this is gonna be new to people. So let's begin. First and foremost, we gotta patch in some holes. Because if we have holes in the ground, we're gonna have accidental OSHA violations, and we don't want accidental OSHA violations. And you want to make sure it blends in well enough so that you don't know that there was a hole there to begin with. Ta-da! Of course, there's definitely more than just holes in landscaping like this. Hey. Because yeah, I think I'm gonna probably connect this. We essentially have to make the top a bit flatter. And in order to do that, we're going to have to probably fill and curve up the land a bit. And then here is just, ugh, horrible. Some things are even going to have to be really destroyed. Oop, careful. Alright, you know what? We always have to start somewhere. we might as well start over here. This is extremely flat, so it's not going to be too bad to fill in. You can already see why I decided to do landscaping off camera, though. Let's see. Height, things like that. We'll want to probably fill this in like so. Like that. Make it daytime. So we can see. Where are you at? Here? That's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. A lot of lines you gotta work with. There we go. Filling in lines. And then you gotta learn how to work with curves. Bless me, excuse me. Alright, that should be good. Now we just fill in. Now keep in mind also, this is essentially what I'm doing with the walls as well. Just back and forth, placing blocks. God, I wish I could listen to music while doing this. But then the video would get copyright, and then muted. And you'd miss out on all this wonderful commentary. Wait, what's the downside? No, then I couldn't upload it on YouTube. Speaking of music, I've been listening to Cash's new album. That's the go-to for wall building. Or it has been the go-to for wall building for a little while now. So good. It's just so good. I think I mentioned this. No, I don't think I mentioned this last. When was the last time? No, I think it was a different stream entirely that I mentioned Kesha's album. But I've been listening to that. And as I was saying then, it's really good. Granted, like half the songs were already released on like a previous like demo thing, or as singles, which already I was listening to, but now that the new stuff is out, I've been listening to that, and it's really, really good. Red Flag it speaks to me. And that's a red flag to say that the Red Flag song speaks to me. Oh, we want to fill that in. We don't want liquid physics working around here. Oops. But yeah, that song. Boy Crazy is just a bop. It's been great. I'm gonna say it's been great for most of the songs there. I missed. I missed again. There we go. We don't want animal noises. You're in a sacred temple and suddenly you hear clucking. So we want to nip that in the bud real quick. But yeah, that. What else am I listening to? Delusional. But again, but that. Well, I mean, Boy Crazy was already like released previously to the album. And then Delusional was a while ago. Same as Joyride. I didn't like Joyride the first time I heard it, but it grew on me. And now now I really like it. It took me a minute. Maybe I wasn't in the right headspace when it first released. But now I really love it. Boop. Okay. Filled in. There's more stuff we can do, but we will worry about that another time. Right. Now, question. Well, first off, I see some lava there, so we're gonna want to plug the hole. Where is the flattest equidistance here? I think it's this floor, this here. So if I need to level this out, that's what I need to do. I need to remove some dirt now. But yeah, if you haven't listened to that album, go do that, because as a Kesha fan, it's both her old school stuff and new school stuff at the same time. Highly recommend. And that's what's kind of been on repeat for hours and hours and hours while building the walls. Little insight into how my brain works. Then podcasts and other Let's Players, and streamers. And yet, despite all of the hours that I dedicate to it, I'm still really behind on some of the other podcasts I listen to. Because there's always something new that's like a couple hours long. Obviously I'm all for long form content, but sometimes it can be a bit much. Like hour, maybe 2. Pushing it at 3, but I've seen some long form stuff that's like 7 hours. It's like, I don't have time in the day for this. Even if I'm listening to it in the background. That's why I tend to keep the streams at least somewhat at a reasonable length. Same thing with the VODs afterwards. And all my content, really. I mean, I'm still old school with my length in some of my Let's Plays. Half hour, 45 minutes. You're in, you're out. time to listen to all that. I mean, granted, I do put stuff out that's at least like an hour long, but that's an hour too long. Well, no, not even 2 hours. Like an hour and a half. I don't actually. What's the on my normal VOD channel? What on my main channel? What is the longest video time-wise that I have? I don't remember. I don't know. I know I have a lot of short videos. That's all the Flash players and whatnot. Which I still need to make more of. Absolutely. I mean, I know I've dropped the ball on those. That's what I grew the channel on originally, too. It's sad that I don't make them as at all currently. You know, I'm realizing I can do this a lot quicker. Granted, I'll have to fill in some holes later, but it works. But yeah, with the series that's running now, I have to try to keep them try and keep them at a reasonable length. Or else, I mean, they get a little boring. Even I get tired of my voice. I don't like my voice to begin with. That's not true. I mean, it always is weird. I remember, it's always weird hearing your voice for the first time after recording something. Oh, sheep, you're gonna... Oh, take two. Better. Hearing your voice on... What was I saying? Oh, yeah. It's always a little weird to hear your voice on camera or through audio for the first time. But you get used to it. Now, even I know I have a bit of a nasally voice. High-pitched? No, it's not high-pitched. It's a bit whiny. It can definitely be. And I've tried very hard to tone that down. Try and talk through my throat and diaphragm rather than my nose. It's always been a problem. And then you just kind of slip back into it without even realizing. Alright, we're just gonna make this flat. We're not going to worry about filling in the rocks with dirt, because I don't know if there's going to be anything on top of it. We're just here to flatten this out. And fill in the gaps. Still will fill it in with grass, mind you, because I don't know, again, where all this is going. But as long as it's flatter, it'll be easier to mold and build on. Boop. I said boop. There we go. If only I could do that underwater. Make certain areas in the map much easier to terraform. If we start getting bored of this, we may start chopping down trees. Making road work a little easier as well. This is what happens when I just jump into it without the plan. You know? If I had planned this, all of this would be already flattened. The trees would be taken out. But no, I decided, you know what? Let's just jump in it and show the process. And the process is boring. I mean, it wouldn't be boring if someone was actually talking with me. But alas, it is just me speaking into the purple void that is Twitch. Hello. The madness. It's set in. Set in? No, it's already been there. It's been there since the world eternal. The universe. It screams and watches. What does it? It is nice, though, not to need to think. Just right at this moment, it's just the hum of the air conditioner in the background. I mean, you can't hear it. It's between, like, a door or something. But I can hear just a slight hum and, just blocks being placed. Honestly, it makes you get a little retrospective, you know? It's a nice zone out meditation kind of thing. I wonder if Buddhist monks, or monks in any general sense, did something like this. It's like, here's a game, here's Minecraft, go flatten this entire Minecraft map out, and just kind of think of nothing in their own silence, except for the animals and the grass and the structure placement here. I bet you could reach enlightenment pretty quickly. I mean, that's kind of what sand gardens are, right? A testament of patience. Same thing with bonsais. Oh yay, a bot showed up. Well, at least someone's watching. Yes, I know. Did you say boo earns? No? Oh, okay, just my imagination. Running rampant and wild. Alright. Flatter. It's a pretty decent size, actually. Remember, we don't want to necessarily bite off more than we can chew like in the previous areas. But then again, I don't really know what the structure is going to look like. Alright, here's what I think we can do first. First and foremost, let's get rid of the inventory here. We're going to keep that stuff. And let's take a look at the wool. Now, how many dungeons am I willing to make here? Like, big, proper dungeons. Because each dungeon would have a piece of wool in it. Now, the usual go-to, or at least back in the day, was 7. Because that's how many... At least I think that's how many wool colors there were. And then over time, it grew. That, or it's just rainbow. So do I want to do rainbow? Or do I want to pick and choose? I'm feeling picky-choosy. I'm feeling a bit picky-choosy. Also, I realized that me throwing out the bed wasn't the best idea. So let's do that. Okay. What we're gonna do is this. We're gonna go around the map again, and we're gonna pinpoint where exactly the dungeons are. And from that, we're gonna choose colors representing each one. Now, I already know of 2 dungeons. I've already got an idea what colors they're going to be. But we'll figure it out. Now, does this count as a proper dungeon, or is this like a mini side quest dungeon? I think... okay, now this is actually tricky to think. Now this is a tricky one. Because the process of getting into the dungeon and whatnot... But the size of the dungeon, that's down here. Well, you know, I'll show you. Because we've got a crypt. I don't think I actually showed the crypt off. Last time. So, dungeon. This is the exit, by the way. It's the only current way we can get in. Oof. Let's go with night vision. There we go. Yeah, so the dungeon itself is a crypt with a secret entrance inside of the castle somewhere that you'll talk to people, do a couple side quests on. Well, side quests. They'd be more main quests because they're necessary. But you do some quests inside the dungeon, get some clues, or happen to find it on your own, because I'll be honest, it's not really well hidden quite yet. So I might need to change a couple things around. But you'll find yourself down here. I haven't filled it in. You go around things, and then there's, I don't know, the late king or something. King or queen will have buried with them something. Probably a wool. Because it's a wool thing. Ugh. This is caved in. Go around and whatnot. These zombies spawning and skeletons. And then you get the wool and you leave. That's not the right color. Why is that not the right color? Odd. But yeah, you find your way in. You get the thing and you come out. Does this count as... Would this count as a proper dungeon? Or is this a side dungeon? Put an asterisk next to it. Put an asterisk. Alright, so we've got a dungeon number 1. Not in this order, but dungeon number 1 is the water temple that I've already not hollowed out, but I've cleaned up. There's definitely more to do with the landscaping, because God, that looks way too uniform and it sucks. So I'll have to make it rockier and uneven. But this is a dungeon, and I think for that color, either light blue or cyan. I'm gonna go with cyan. We'll have that as a color. Then, somewhere in the dark forest is going to be a hidden entrance. You're going to have to either look around and find clues again. This will be the checkpoint. So we need, green wool? Green wool works. That can definitely work. Green or brown? I'll have to think about the theming of this one. Because this one and the Silent Forest one, similar. Very similar in nature. So I'll have to be careful on how that one gets themed. Then we've got the infested place, which is... Now here's the question. Is this infested... No, not infested, but is this infested overrun with nether? Or is it overridden by deep dark? Because I'm pretty sure there's not much down. There's nothing really down here. I'll have to use the area and maybe even put in a nether portal somewhere down here. God, there's still the nether I have to work with. Here I think is where the nether is going to come into play. Because over in that side if we go over in spectator cam, see there's an end, like not an end city, but a deep dark temple area that we'll want. So this is probably going to be abandoned because they dug into the ground and they found a portal. Red. Over here, obviously, all the gray. Silence. We're absolutely doing a light gray wool. Come on, game. Keep it up. And then over here, thinking either white or black. Because obviously snow temple. But also, if we go underground, whoop, there we go. Everything's there. You can see it down there. Huge area. Don't know how we're gonna get down there from here, but we're gonna. And then we'll utilize the area down there and then pop back out, I believe, at the other mountain here, because this thing travels all the way across both mountain ranges. It's not really black, though. Black's not exactly the color. Dark blue? Purple? Purple works. Okay, we got 5. That's not bad. That's not too bad at all. So then with that, we've also got end portal shenanigans. It's over here. I'm still not sure what I want to do with that. Do I want to make an end portal and have people go into the end, which is a dungeon, or do I just want the structure used? It's a tricky idea. It's a tricky subject. It's tricky. And the color coordination with that would be yellow? No, it wouldn't be yellow. White? Maybe white? Or maybe white or yellow. I'm gonna go white for now. That's 6. That's 6. And that's all I had in my head. So I think... Yeah, let's count the crypt underneath the castle as 1. So that makes 7. And that would be... That'd be orange. Because the colors of the city. Ooh, wait, no. If I'm going to be doing colors of the city, red's not going to work for that. So instead... Magenta? Or pink? Pink. Yeah, orange, because that's one of the founding colors of the city. So I'm gonna just... Boop, boop, boop. I'm just going to place these here for the moment, so I can clean out the inventory. There we go. And we can theme stuff around that. Okay. So I think we've picked out the colors. We've picked out our colors. That's what we're going to be deciding to build with. So I think... Okay, so here's my thought process. I think the thought process is build the interior first, because it's going to be a goddamn pain in the ass if I build the structure first and I have to reconfigure everything because I can't put things where I want them to be inside of the area. So that's what we're going to have to do. And if we need to, we can always flatten out more, expand a little bit, but we have a good starting platform here. And since we have an odd number, how would it work? How would this work? You enter the temple. Actually, that's a good question. Where's the entrance to the temple? Because that's going to really determine how everything is laid out. I think... So I think what we'd want to do is... Bop, bop, bop. Not in this color order, obviously, but 3 at a back wall, and then 2 and 2. Because the alternative is 3, 2, 3, or... No, not 3, 2, 3. What am I talking about? No, the alternative would be 3, 1, 3, and that wouldn't necessarily look good, because it would make it seem like one color is more important than the other. And it's not. They're all equally balanced, as everything should be. Oh, legs. And then again, I could do rainbow color. Nah, I like the fact that it's a hodgepodge of colors. Just pick the colors. Yeah. So I think then we're going to go 3, 2, 2. I think that's what we're going to go with. So with that, where is the entrance? Well, the first time, I would hope that people are going to be seeing the temple would be coming out from that side of the city following this road. So they'd be seeing it, bam, straight on that way. So I would think the entrance would be on this side. However... And then, obviously with people, you know, you're going to do the path of least resistance, they're just going to go straight. But, if they do follow the road, going this way, up and around, and we take a look at this side, I mean, I could fit the building, like, in between these. Actually, that's not half a bad idea. Instead of putting the structure on top of the hill, we have the structure kind of surrounded by the hill. Which means I've done that for absolutely nothing, but... How's that ever stopped me from doing stuff before? That would look nice. I mean, having this flat... I mean, I can always just fill in with some grass, just make it a little level higher and whatnot. It's not really an issue. Necessarily, this isn't an issue. This can be fixed. And I would differentiate what this all would look like. Kind of obfuscate from there. They'd have to go around to actually see what the hell it is. You got pillars. Build over the temple with some dirt, or at least some mountainy stuff. Yeah, okay, you know what? That's not half bad. That's an idea. This is an idea. And how are we going to make it look? I kind of want quartz. Quartz bricks, pillar, smooth. Nope. Alright, let me see here. That we're probably going to definitely use. As is that. Not you. Or you. So we use you as the main walls. Obviously pillars as pillars. And then we'll fill out... We'll fill out the rest and floor after we've gotten the main structure out here. Okay, okay, okay. I mean, obviously we gotta tend to that. So where exactly... So I was gonna say, I do like how that... You can probably pull that up a little bit more and have the entrance, but the big entrance. I think... Where do we want this to start? That's the question. If we start there and just pull it and then go that direction, make it go through, that could work, but I need to fill this now in. How tall do we want this to be? Where is the height limit here? Would it be here? So then I would have to fill this all in. Well, not all of it in, but a good chunk of it. Like there. Like that. And that can go away. Realize that you know what? Let's just fill that in right now. Boop. There we go. Natural. And that would need to be pulled down a little bit. The natural penis. There we go. Okay, so that would be like that. Let's pull some dirt this way, just so that we have eye level of what we're working with here. That's not horrible. There. And then... Oops. like so. That's the level. We're not going to make it higher than that. Alright, we go here. Alright, so this actually will have to go away. But that's okay. Yeah. Problem solver. We got some problems. Let me just get rid of you. Anyone else want to go into the hole here? No? Good. Back up to here. Nap time. All right. Let's start on this side, because this is where we're building. I can always fill that side in later. So you always want to do lines. Quick tip. Nice tip here that I can give. You always want to make lines and just kind of sketch out everything for two reasons. One, it gives you a sense of scale for how big and how flat everything is. And then two, makes it seem less of an obstacle when you have to fill it all in, when you only have little sections to fill in, instead of just a huge swath of everything. So now it's like, oh, okay, let me just fill in this little section here. And then we'll do that one, and then that one, and it's not as big as a task. You gotta, make it bite-sized. You gotta trick your brain into thinking the task isn't as large as you think it is. That's how I do it. Is it correct? Ooh. Couldn't tell you. But it works for me. Even when you're doing it, you can just do a little section right there. Make that look nice. Change up how you fill it in, because as long as it's getting filled in, it doesn't really matter how you do it. There we go. La-da-da. There we go. Tall grass is annoying, though. Messes up placements. Especially if you're aiming for lower. Oh, you know what I just realized? Or remembered? If you've watched my Minecraft content before, not this, but, you know, my month of Minecraft with Sevtech, and then the Nightfall thing, I mean, not the Nightfall, was it Nightfall? I think it was called Nightfall. Whatever it is. I think I found a new one. And it has a lot more potential than Nightfall did. I mean, Nightfall had some pretty decent potential, but I think I found my next month of Minecraft contender for stuff for a series. And I'm excited. It's got some things in it that I've not seen before, and it's quest based, but in like a structured quest based like Sevtech, because we all know I love Sevtech. But it's very outdated in terms of both Minecraft and mods. So I'm very highly considering playing it as a stream series. Don't know when that'll happen though. I think I want to wait for the game, the thing to get updated a bit more. Although the other thing that I had my eye on, chocolate. Whatever it was called, something chocolate. It's a bit slow in the updates. Or it's been a bit slow. Still very compelling. So I'm hoping that it also gets some stuff. That, though, is super... That's a long one. That one has a lot of just... It's structured, but not in the way that it's more free-form structure. It's still not the shotgun approach that I don't really like to mod questing. It definitely has like a through line and everything. But there is just a lot of steps for that through line, and I want to see that one get a little bit more almost finished before I like really dive in to that one proper. But the one that I'm looking at, that I've now have my eye on, it looks like it's a lot more like Sevtech, where it's got custom stuff modded in, along with mods that properly like are thematically appropriate into how the whole questing system works, which obviously that's my whole thing. That was what Sevtech was, and why I really love it. So it's now on my radar, and it's a lot more finished than the other thing that I was looking at. And I gave it a little bit of a play, just kind of skimming through a few things to see how it kind of parses out. And it looks like it's got real good potential. I don't remember the name of it right off the top of my head right at this second, though. Reclamation? Was it Reclamation? You know what? Ugh. I can look. Let me just load up CurseForge for a second. Let me just open this up as that moves on in the background. Because already, as I found it, it's already had a couple updates. And it's already pretty, like, done. Alright, what was it called? It was called... Yeah, no, Reclamation. Reclaim the world. And there's already an update. There's another update. Oh, and then Vault Hunter has a new update, too. Vault Hunter's been... Like, I haven't played that in a while. But that's had some changes and some additions that look really nice. Although that one doesn't really, doesn't work for Month of Minecraft as much, or like a Month of Minecraft as much, because, again, it doesn't really have a through-line quest, it's just run dungeons, get experience, very MMO-y. While I enjoy, and I enjoyed Vault, I enjoy that mod pack very much. Completely. Is it Vault-Tec? Yeah. Whatever. No, Vault-Tec is Fallout. While I enjoy that mod pack very much, it doesn't really have... What's the word I'm thinking of? The through line and the narrative of it... not the through line or narrative. If I was in a group, it would be better. But because I'm only me playing it, it can get very stale and repetitive. Well, not stale, but, like, viewing-wise. It would not be as interesting if I didn't have some other people with me. And I don't have other people with me. So that's not gonna happen. Which is why I like SevTech, because that at least moves you forward and has the... If you haven't seen my SevTech playthrough, in my original Month of Minecraft, go do it, because I still personally feel like that holds up. I still think that holds up very well as a Minecraft series. And the Fear Nightfall one has its moments. I think the first couple streams were good, but after that, it became very apparent that things were not thought through as well as they seemed. Though they did have some very cool mods. That bioengineering stuff, that was pretty cool. The weird Zerg crafting stuff. Quite original. Not seen that in much other stuff. Oh yeah. And then, of course, actually, the Nightfall that I played, after I had finished that, it had an update and kind of changed a lot of stuff, but I'm not going back to that. The majority of it all still stayed the same. There were deep flaws. Fun game. But there were some very deep flaws. Okay. Flattened out. Pretty good. We've now got... fencing. Boop, boop, just to make it look kind of nice. And that can go away. Okay, and then we're going to want to cut this down. We're not going to want to use TNT because it's very short. So we're just going to... do that. Do that. And get the last bit of this taken out. Okay. Now, what do we do here? I don't want to make it go too far out. In fact, I might want to bring some of this down just a smidge. I want it kind of in the center here. Because I'm thinking not Greek Colosseum, but like pillars and stuff, you know? The inside here doesn't really matter how it's laid out, because I can always remove stuff and whatnot. Hell, I think it's going to be a bit more center over in this side rather than using all of that, where we'll bury it after, but I want to at least get the structure better. So if I mean, let's just start. Like to there. I like that height. I like this height. I want to see, here's what I want. It to look like it's built into the rock. And as you know, you can't stop the rock. You can't stop the rock. So we go from here. That. Yeah, I can pull that down just a little. Make it smooth it out. Kind of curve it. This side looks okay. And then... I'm thinking, I'm really thinking here. Gotta really plan it. I think I've got it okay. Still a little wonky and weird. But to me it looks better. Make this rain go away. Rain, go away. Okay. So as of that now, we've got that and that. Which means I'm gonna need this to there. There we go. This is how the wall was built, by the way. Just back and forth, up and down. So much taller, though. So much taller. Okay, so if that's that right there, I kind of want to be the far end and like the door. Like it's going to be a big archway with pillars. So we got to start working on an archway. Oh yay, curves. But once we get the curve done, we can then kind of work from there. So how many blocks is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do I want to start it from this, or do I want to start from that? Let's Let's see what it looks like from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 would be here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, because then the arch goes pretty well. So how do we want to do the arch? Well, let's find the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 3. That's the center. Gonna want that a little lower. How low do we go? Is that center? I think that's center. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17? Yeah, no, that's the center. Okay. We've got the center. How wide do we want this to turn, to be? Kind of wide, so start that at 5. Nah, it needs to be wider than that. Then we go like so. Do we go 4? Or do we make this a little bit sharper with a 3? I think a little sharper with a 3. Well, technically it's a 4. Then we go there. And there. Two. Do I do a 2 there? No, we do a 1 and a 2 there. And that. So then as the curve goes back, we then put the 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's more of an oval than a circle, which is it's fine. That's okay. That's kind of what I want. I want it to stretch all of that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then we've got the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the way down there. One, 2, 3, 4. How's that look? I mean, it looks okay. Looks like it works. It'll look better when it's, you know, got actual blocks in it, so it doesn't look like it's just looks off. Obviously, we are going to be doing embossing here and figuring out how to make this look not as flat, but for this right at the moment, we're just getting the regular rough outline. back out to the front. Beautiful. Very nice. Now, do I want it to come out from here? Or do I want it to come out from here? Which height? I want it to come out from there. Because we have to have the overhang where the pillars go. They're not going to be going out. They're not too far out. It's not going to be too far out. I'll at least get it up to there. Yeah, I know. It's coming along. Do I want one more out? I think I want one more out here. Yeah, because we can cover this. Okay. There. That's not bad. Okay, and then we need pillars. How many pillars and how spaced out are they going to be? That's a good question. I think one of the pillars... Actually, you know what? We're going to need to get a quartz pillar. Going to need to get a quartz pillar out here. Ugh. You know what I also think? You know what? We'll leave that there. Leave that there. We'll clean that up after. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, you know what? Leave it here. All right. So what I'm thinking... Obviously, there's going to be a footprint here. With, do I want smooth or... No, of course it's not going to be smooth. So it's going to be this. We want it to be maybe... two oats, like that, at least like this, and pillar like that. That's where one of them is, and we'll evenly space it out on that side as well. Bop, bop. There, there. That. I might shave that down just a little. So that's where that is. How thick are these pillars? At least they're gonna have to be at least 2 by 2. But whether or not we go 3 by 3, that's the question. That's where the temple-y, pyramid-y thing is going to have to go. think 2 by 2 is probably going to be the more appropriate thing here. Okay. So how far apart and how many do we want? Do we want 2? Do we want 4 or 2? I think because they're thin, I want them to be more. So 2, 2. So 4 in the center. So how do we fit in 4 here? That's a good question. So let's start with the mathing. Center was here. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it was. So if we just go here. Center there. Yep. Okay, so that's the center. And I don't want the pillars that close together. So 4, 4. Do I then put it here? No, not you. That's not a bad place for it. Also, I realize I need stairs for that, but we don't have quartz brick stairs. So how do I want to do that? Purple or ends would kind of maybe-ish work. We could do resin because magic. Pale oak. Maybe here's a different. No. Maybe the 2 center ones could be back a little. Well, that not back as closer to me. I mean back as in pushing forward, and kind of highlight the arch here. So it would start here. Start there. Right? 2, 3, 4, center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Just want to double check. Okay. that's not half bad, I will say. That and that. Alright, pull back. Alright, we don't need that there. So then that's... Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that. Does that mean I want those to go back a bit more? No, because the next ones we want in the center here. So, wouldn't be there. That. It'd be here. Okay, yeah, no, I like this. I like this. The two inward ones, or at least those inward ones. I want to do something with that too. Pull them up. That looks pretty good. Done. Okay, yeah. I like that. I like that. We can do a little something here. With the dirt. Yeah. Oop, careful. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. What I just realized also is I'm gonna have to dig up all the flatness that I did in order to refloor the area. Oh, it's not the first time that's happened, though. No, it's not the first time. Okay. So with that, then... and how the center is here. I want to pull that back, and I want to make a little pyramid. A little pointed thing. Where do I want to start it from, though? I think I want to start it from here. Let's see how that looks. Wider? No, I don't necessarily want it wider. Okay, do we want to pull that out a little bit more? Maybe. Ooh, excuse me. Sneezy. Alright, if we pull that out as well. We do that. And then these pillars can go up to here. And then that'll be another flat bit that will taper off. Do we want it like that? Yeah. Like that. That doesn't have to be there. That can be there. That's okay. I'm okay with that. That works. How far in? Just the one? And then gotta double check. Yep. Okay. There. That. Careful. Watch it. Okay, and then pull it in with that. Yep. Or do I? Can do it like that. I mean, that's out. I don't necessarily want that. Having the pillar go back like this, though, wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. I have a kind of vision for how I want this to look. And I'm just kind of... I'm being kind of silent, obviously, but... It might need to be just a little bit thicker because we're not going to be able to put stairs there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that works. That works. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Because I need it to be symmetrical. there. Correct. No. Let's reverse that. Reverse it. Switch it. Reverse it. Like that. Pull back. Let's see what it looks like. It's close. It's actually pretty close to how I wanted it to look. Now I'm wondering whether I put another pillar here. Yeah, I think I will, and that'll be its edge, because that's where that'll go. And if I put it on that side... Then the step is, okay, that's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 and 3 there. 3 and 3, so it would be here. Yes? Yes. And then right there. Right there. Okay. And then, at that point, this gets removed. At least to that point. Not to say that that's not where the building ends, however. That's just where the roof ends. In there. Okay. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Okay. Alright. Oh, that looks nice. That is nice. I like it. Ooh, stretch. Oh, yeah, that's grand. That is just the right amount of grandeur that I wanted. Oops, careful. There. Not spaced out too properly, but you know what? It's toward the end. That's not really going to be a fixating point here, and then that's already there inside of a thing. And we'll cover it up after. We'll pull this back more as well. It'll keep the peak all the way back here up until wherever, you know, the actual wall is going to be, or the actual like end of the temple, which isn't going to be that far. Actually, I don't want it to be super large. Actually, like here, like around in this area, it's a pretty decent depth. Because then we'll spread it out this way, spread it out that way, and then we'll see, like, the wall will probably start here, maybe continue with the arch all the way back. But then there's a lot of dead space here. I mean, I don't think that's not a bad thing, but We'll see. We'll see how it goes on that. Then I want here. Because I want it embossed. Or at least, you know, pushed in a bit. Kind of like how we had the small temple in the main city. Which I guarantee you I'm going to have to change some things around. Gonna have to change some color schemes abound. Great. Now that we have the proper colors for how this all looks. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Very nice. I mean, it stands out a lot because it's not like the floor is still grass and whatnot. But this is a good start. This is a great start. Oops, nope, wrong. All right, let's do. This little section here needs to go. This side, that side's fine. This side, little not great. So we're gonna definitely want to level it here, pull it down. To be trimmed much further in here. I need it to be at least needs to be at least all the way out to there. There we are. Let's get a torch just so we can see here. Don't really need to worry about that. There and there. Time for the controlled demolition, and by controlled, I mean, fingers crossed, it doesn't do anything too bad. Where'd the hole? There's the hole. It's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the side of the mountain. Oops, nope, not there. There's not too much that I need to worry about. There and there. It's easier to fill in than to take out. So we'll be fine. Alright, start at the top, because we don't necessarily want boop, TNT to fall. need to pop. There we go. A little deep on that spot, but should be okay. All right, we can get rid of that one. That one didn't go off. All right. So where are we? There. And here. Did okay. There's still a good chunk that we need to remove, but as of labor, that did a hell of a lot. That did a really nice chunk. We're going to need more TNT, though. Alright, wave 2. Yeah, a little bit more controlled now. Before, it was just to kind of get the, get stuff removed. Now it's clean up. Ba-da-da-da. Big time saver, too. As we've all seen now. I don't have to manually manually destroy half this little chunk of mountain. Lovely. Ooh, that one's gonna... That one might be... Oh! Oh, surprise. Right, that will do. That I want to blow up. Alright. Better. Alright, let's get the actual... measurements here. See how much we actually removed that needed to be removed. A ton. Big old ton. That could be always re-walled, so that's not too bad. Okay, we don't want to go too high on that, though. So honestly, like about here seems to be okay. That's not too bad. Get a little bit of a fireworks display going. Go there. You want to go there. I want you there and there. There. Just travel the way down. Alright, great start. Great start. Okay. There we go. Okay, fuck you two. Fuck you. Okay, well, you know what? Just... It's the rain. I'm taking a nap. No. Cool guys don't look at the last explosion. A lot better than what it could have been. Could have been here for at least an hour. But no, this is a good compromise of time and effort. I'm so glad I turned off the block destruction thing. Or block dropping destruction. Don't know if I'm gonna turn it back on when the game is proper, though. Don't want people accidentally getting blocks that they shouldn't be placing. It is something to think about. That. There. Yeah, I mean, this entire area got a little flattened, but let's be honest, we were going to remove the floor again anyway, so... It's not like we're in need of patch jobs too quickly. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Half the time necessary. Love to see it. In fact, we might even try a little bit of the floor here, but for now, we'll just do what we came here for originally. And that was destroy the floor, destroy this little mountainous area, and then put a wall back in. Go. Boop on you. And then you. Cut some tall grass down, why not? Okay. Yeah, and we didn't want to go too high. Boop, boop, boop. Do we start the wall here and go all the way back to here with it and build the air quote shrines like so? Or do we want to put them in the walls? Because this is a pretty big area. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look here. How big of an area are we actually talking about? Could be smaller than I think. quite small. Well, it's not small. But can we comfortably fit 7 things? The back here, yes. Put middle, bop, bop. But I think, yeah, for the 2 sides, we will have to push that out. They're not gonna be here and here. They're gonna have to be in the walls. So yay for that. But yeah, here we can just properly put stuff. So with that, we're gonna have to make a big decision. What the fuck is the floor gonna look like? Let's think. I'm thinking we go with gray. Because this is already a shit ton of white. And I need something that complements, but also absolutely, like, doesn't blind. So Dolerite is out. Maybe andesite. Red could be nice. Black, I think, would be too on the nose. Ooh, tuft. Tuft could work. We're not doing black stone. Or copper. Tuft or andesite? I think andesite makes a little bit more sense. Let me go over... I'm just now realizing the room's actually getting quite warm here. I'm gonna go back over... Oop, no. I actually took a wrong turn at Albuquerque there. We're gonna go back over and see what the temple... What the temple has... Because that's kind of a small... Well, not really a smaller image, but... no, it's a bit different. It is quite different. I thought it was going to be similar-ish. Yeah. That. No, it's a bit different. That's not right. How long has that been like that? Ugh. Ugh. So, okay, here's a question. This andesite... Okay, I think we're going to go tuft then. It's dark enough and different enough. No, because tuft is the other... that's... Andesite's the main stuff. So you know what? We might go andesite. Oop, nope, over there. I think andesite or tuft. Well, we'll put them together. But I'm leaning tuft. Because it's not going to be stone. Especially being that polished andesite, polished tuft, or tuft bricks. We don't necessarily want bricks everywhere. Oh, man, it's starting to get dark. Let's get this when it's fresh. Fresh light. Jump on the bed. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and now he's dead. I'm sorry, he bashed his head and cracked it open. Brain matter spilling out. Okay, there's either that... that... or that. That's too busy. No, that's too loud. That's not going to work. I think I do like this slightly darker. This. I'm actually quite torn. We can mix and match. How would we mix and match? Mix and match it by kind of having how it's over there. Whereas we have the main entrance in the light and everything else around it dark. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have it mainly be andesite. However, in certain like edge pieces, in certain places, we'll do the tuft. So that's how that's gonna work, at least. Which means now we have to re-tear this back up. Okay, we don't have to do everything. Let's be very clear. I'm not doing all of it. In fact, we don't have to do all of it because there are going to be things on top. So if I can find the center here again, center's right there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Center. And we work from there. Probably have like a curved outer bit or like an inner funnel-ish kind of thing. Ooh, I like the funnel idea. Kind of starting with the path that comes down starts becoming paved, and then it kind of widens out all the way outwards. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that idea. But that's this. Alright, so let's map this out. As I like to say. Let's map this out! Hit radical, dude! Okay, and then we can... Boop, boop. Yeah, okay. Let's map this out. Because here's what I'm thinking. Because these are altars, shrines, gods. Maybe gods. Gods actually isn't half a bad idea. Each one being a theme of the dungeons. That could work. But then I'd have to... Yeah. So, I'm thinking, obviously you have the place where you need to place the wool. And that activates whatever it needs to activate. Command block, whatever. And around it, in a small area, is a themed shrine dedicated to the temple or dungeon that it represents. So I need a decent amount of space in between all of the placements in order to put them there, but also like a dividing area. So how far out do I want this to go? It has to be odd. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because then the temple thing would be there. How far would I want that placed? Here would be okay. So if it's there, 3, 2, 3, there. And then I'm just going to put that there for the moment. So, okay. So outward, 3, 3. I can do a decent little something here, I guess. That's a decent spot. Now we have a gap. So if that's 3, then that would have to be there. It's a little bit far, and I don't know... Well, okay, hold up a sec. Because if I just do here... That's... that. And then a pretty... I could probably make this a little bit bigger. I can probably make it bigger. Or at least wider. Wider is the word, not bigger. So then it would be 4 by 4 from the center, 3. Like that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Because I like the... I like that. Like so. Okay. And then we'd want... okay, so it would be... So it would start here. Actually, you know what? Pillar. It's kind of like that. Therefore, it wouldn't start here. It would start back here. Just to get my bearings. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can I put pillars? I can put pillars in the center of these. Ooh. Because it's themed enough. Alright, we can do a 2 by 2 pillar and kind of pull a wall back there. So that's that. So then I would need 1 pillar, pillar, 1. 1 pillar, pillar, 1. And then 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, oh, just. Don't you love it when you accidentally get it perfect? I do. I do. Okay. We'll have to have it like that, because I don't know the height of these yet. it started in the corner and then it went up. Okay. All of that gets erased. Doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, gap, pillar, pillar. I love it when the math works. Gap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 1 there, and 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, there, 1, 2, 3. Yep, that was it. 1, 2, 3, blank, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna math this out like a goddamn nonogram. Okay. Now height. How high do we want this? How tall? How tall are we talking about? Because we want to put it on a pedestal, essentially. Have like a small staircase themed going up on a platform here. Like that. And then the center will have that. Once you place it. Lights and everything. Yeah. Okay. We've got that. Oops. We've got that situated in a good way. Okay. But then how tall are we going with it? And I think we're going to want an arch. I think as height goes, we don't want it too bad. That's not too bad. Up to like there. We can go a little bit taller because we've got the ceiling height. We've got the roof height. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. And then behind it, we'll have that. How much of an arch do we want? Not a huge arch. In fact, it doesn't even have to really be that arch-ish. Because that right there looks nice. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. we do that, and we just mirror it on. That side. That, and that. Wow, I'm getting the height just right when I do that. Oh wait, no, almost. There and there. Ooh, that's a problem. Actually, now that I think about it, that would be a problem. Because we don't want to have the line there. How would that look? Oh, that looks fine. Yeah, we're fine. And then we can pull that back all the way to the wall here. Like so. So that way we can just... not have it line up properly, but it's fine. It's okay. Well, no, it's not actually okay. Wait a minute. Because if we're doing it like that here, we'd then have to do that to... there. No, it's actually, it's actually fine. No, it's fine. It's just the pillar looks a little weird. No, it doesn't look weird. It just wasn't intended, but I will take it. I will take how that turned out. Boop, boop. So, yeah, it's 5, 5. 1, no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the gap, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then that goes down like that. Like that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, that's why. That's proper. That was not. Hold it like this for now. Let me do that and destroy this, because you know why I got fucked up? It's because the pillars weren't in the proper places yet. Yep. Okay. Because it'd be like that and like that anyway. Like so, yes. Oh, and that's not even the right height. So now that they're at the proper-ish height, let's redo the arch, because that's gonna need to be slightly more tweaked. To there, up there. Okay. 4. Oh no, can't do 4. Because then that's off-center. I hate that it's off-center. Oh wait, no, it's not off-center because the floor isn't supposed to... Okay, wait, no. That's why. That's why. Technically, it is off-center, and I can't do shit about it. But I can. Because as long as that's okay. So I do bop, bop. No, because then that's... Oh, fuck. That's why it's fucked. I just realized why it's fucked. Because this here does not mimic this here. It needs to be pushed back a smidge. That's why it's fucked up. That's why it's not going proper. Oops, come on. So that would mean... These pillars off to the side need to be rearranged. Not fully, though. I'm not going to delete that. But... since there's a gap here that I was not accounting for, technically it is a 5 gap. So that would mean I would have to pull it out from there. Like so. And that would mean that this also would have to be like that. Oh, right? Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4... Gap. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would have to be 11. No, okay. No, the math ain't mathin'. Math ain't mathin'. Because if I do this... This is then a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wide. There. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It would have to start from here, so gap. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that would not exist. Alright, we won't do that. So that's where that gap is. That gap there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because then there wouldn't be a gap here. And I'm not moving this wall, so we're going to have to start this. We're going to have to push it back 1. It's a minor inconvenience, but it's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, no. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The process. I'm just going to destroy all of this here as well, and I'm going to want to go back over to the other side, because that's going to need, well, luckily that's already been destroyed, so we'll work on it. Okay, so we've got our blank proper start of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here, which is where the blank then goes. And then the pillar starts, which then that we have the blank here, and then the proper starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, all of that needs to be moved back, which isn't too bad, actually. We don't have to destroy as much as I thought. We just have to recenter all of these. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the 2 on the side. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 2 on the side. Right? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the gap here. So how do we pull this corner off? It would be here, right? This would be the corner, because then this would be the gap here. Correct, correct. Me like that. So there's the gap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gap. Pillar, pillar. But I need it to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back. Because then this would be, right? Yes, because here would be that. So it needs to be 4 back. It'd have to be there. like so. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So then it would be blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, blank, pillar, pillar. Which means I need to then pull this back. And get the center here. Nope, here. And then this is 2, 3, 4 here, right? 3, right? Yes? No, it's 4. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Like that. And then 3, 2, 3, 4 here. Laying it all out. It's how we need to do this. Here we go. Okay. And then pillar. That. So then this is 1, 2, 3, 4 here. There, and then gap. So with that, gap and gap, gap here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then gap. Pillar, pillar. Should be there, yep. Gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gap. Alright, these will need to be pushed again. Pushed back in order to get the proper spacing here. But yay, maths. Alright, let's at least finish up these arches. We've been streaming for about 3 hours. So I think we should probably wrap up soon. That sounds like a plan-ish to me. Alright, you like there. You're there. There. And there, just to at least get that. Like so. Okay. No, one lower. And one back. Oops. There we go. Yeah. Nope. There. Beautiful. And then, let's see. The corner is here. Should be right there, correct? Let's make sure. Let's make sure. Nope, right there. Whoo! Almost made a big fuck up. 4 blank, 1, 2, 3, 4 blank. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 blank, 6, 7, 8, 9 blank, 11, 12. Lovely. Okay. Good. Beautiful. Alright, now we can make the arch a little bit better. We're going to want to get rid of some of this. Obviously, we'll want to hollow this out a little bit better. But that'll be after everything. Little scratch. Little screechy scratches there. Okay. Thinking we start with 2s. And we go to that. There. I mean, it's simple, but it gets the job done. Right? Maybe it's a little too... Yeah, because that's the center. Yeah, that should be okay. And then we like the thing here. But we want it to be out more. Maybe as that instead of flat. That, yeah, that's okay. That like there. Three. Two. like so. Did it start here? Yes, it did. To that. To there. And that. I think that's even. It looks even. It looks even enough to me. So with that then, there. Do, 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 do. Like so. Like that. Actually, I don't know how that's going to work out towards the end there, but we should. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let me go down. There. And like so. I'm okay with that. I like it. Okay, and then we go and mirror the edge here. Almost done. Oh god, we're almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Down. And like that. There. Oops. That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Down. There. And like so. Alright. That looks pretty good, honestly. I mean, it's super not done, but, I mean, obviously it's super not done, but the little alcoves we have nicely arched in. I think what we'll want to do is we're going to want to take these and kind of bring them together into like a center bit here, both sides, and then arch them together in some way. And then we'll have like chandeliers, big chandeliers, just kind of dangling from those two spots. And then, yeah, we'll remove the floor again. And I mean, I'll get the alcoves set up, but I don't really know. We'll figure out how they're all going to. Yeah, we'll figure out how they're all going to be put together. And then each one will be themed and all. Oh, God. But yeah, and then we'll have the finished product kind of funnel in, figure out where on the road we're going to have to, you know what we're going to have to do then for the entrance is we're going to have to do the road up to a point, like over there, and then find out where on the road would be the best place for it. I'm thinking like straight shot. Oh god, even from back here now. I mean, the lava's not going to stay in that tree. I think, unfortunately, is going to have to go. A couple trees are, actually. But it's going to go all the way up to here. Like, big path. Big, gaudy path of some kind leading you into this big opening with all of these themed. No text. I mean, maybe there's going to be like a caretaker's building or something like off to the side. Somewhere close by. Maybe more along the roadside. Yeah, maybe more over on that side, closer to the road. Like a caretaker's building. He'll have the information, but here it's kind of like, oh, remember the dungeon. Each dungeon goes with the right thing. Yeah, no, that should work. That should look nice. Each one having a little bit of a plinth. Each one having a color matching on each side. That'll work. In fact, you know what? We're going to go over here. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. I'm going to move these colors down to here. Yeah, just so that they're, not up there. And then after, once we've got the ceiling down and we've got the proper proportions, we'll cover it with dirt and it look like it's built into this little mountain area. And I'll figure out I'll fix that over there later. Oh, maybe that's where the caretaker's put. Oh, a little path off to the side would look kind of cute. A little path off to the side wouldn't hurt. That wouldn't work too bad. We'll see what the road has to offer. If there's like a good looking location for a house. There's a couple spots. There's a little alcovey stuff over there. But yeah, we're gonna have to bring the road in. We're gonna have to definitely fill in some holes. That's gonna be off-stream time. Level out a couple spots. Fill in more holes. But gotta say, I am super happy that turned out well. Also, I realized 2 of the colors that I am using are needed in the hotbar. But yeah, no, that's a goddamn good start. There's definitely more that needs to be done with the front. We got lighting that needs to be figured out. We got design to make it not look as flat. Hopefully the curvature of some of these is going to be okay. We'll want to copy bottom and tops there. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely more to it than this, but that's a goddamn good start.